folks, we are live. Let me go live on TikTok too. All right, we have a giant box in front of me here. One of these days, I will remember how to use OBS or set up scenes in a way that they actually turn down the music when I switch to the scene I want to be on where the music doesn't need to be loud. Anyway. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, folks, we got... But that today is not today. Thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate it, Tom. Really got my back on that one. You're right, but still. We got the FLSun Super Racer here. And it's a big box, and this is going to be a big fun time. Pre-installed Klipper, Delta printer. This is actually my first Delta printer. I've never had one before. When I very first wanted to get into 3D printing years ago, I was looking at buying a Rostock V2, whatever, I forget. But that was the first printer I wanted to get, and I just never bit the bullet on it because it was thousands of dollars and, you know, a multi-day build process, because that was what it was back in the day when you built a printer. And here I am with a Delta that cost... there's a link in the description down below. FLSun gave me like a $40 discount code. In the description, you can pick up one for $809 pre-order shipping from China. So, honestly, I don't have the space for this either, and I'm really not... Things are about to get real crowded in here. I've got a couple of big printers coming in, and I'm not, well, this and another one. So, I'm not looking forward to that, but is what it is. All right, folks, let's start building this thing. Too tall for my space. Yeah, like, luckily I've got plenty of ceiling height, so that's kind of part of why I accepted this is it's not going to take up a ton of bench space, but it will take up height. And it's still a big printer, but let's get to it. I want to check camera angle 2 real quick. It's there. It's working. Hi. Let's get to unboxing this thing. How has everybody's end of the year gone so far? Starting 2023 tomorrow, and I am not ready for it. Printing a barrel lid. Yeah, you can see how much I'm live on TikTok these days, in that I don't remember to update my live message. Plenty of good foam in here. Holy crap, this thing is huge. Chilling with the coffee, watching me live. Awesome. Love to hear it. Now that is an extrusion. For reference, I am 6 foot tall. Man, this is a serious extrusion. I like this. I almost look forward to the day when I can hack this thing into pieces and make something new out of it. Andrew Smith coming in with a super chat. Happy New Year to you as well. Thank you very much. My beverage of choice on this wonderful holiday day is a Monster. My second of the day already. I did not sleep well last night. We got the effector arms here. The effector arms, oh wow. Those are so light. Carbon fiber, lightweight. Project R3D coming in with a super chat as well. Thank you very much. What lights am I using in the background? Honestly, most of them are super cheap Amazon RGB lights, actually. Like these cheap RGB floodlights. That's one of the things in 2023 I want to change, is getting better ones in here. better RGB lights. I've invested in good quality studio lights, but not RGB lights to this point. And I do have a Nanlite wand light. They don't make it anymore back there. I like my splashes of color, if you haven't noticed. All right, caps for the extrusions. Looks like spool holder mounting. Okay, you like Monster? Could never tell with all your designs. Yeah, I know. It's such a strange concept, isn't it? The worst part of these unboxings is the big foam pile that ends up at the end of them. Folks over on TikTok, you're going to get a better view on YouTube if you want to head over there, just saying. We got the effector itself, the extruder assembly with the volcano type hot end. I'll do a close-up on this soon. I just don't want to move that camera angle just yet. Looks like a kind of a Titan Aero type dual gear extruder though. Interesting. It's kind of a mashup. We'll take a closer look at that yet. How's Christmas? Christmas is wonderful. Was wonderful. We had a good day. Just a nice family day. Surprised my my fiance with some fun stuff. Ow! All three extrusions just fell on my foot. Yeah, well, whatever. All right, base for the electronics. We'll come back to this in a second. Or wait, that's the top. The electronics are in the top, right? Oh, yeah. Some are, anyway. Here's the base with the print surface on it. The bed. 300mm circular build surface. It's the Titan Aero heatsink with an orbiter extruder on the back. That's kind of what it looked like. All right, cool. This has been out for at least 6 months now. I think it's one of those, like, it's kind of limited in production, so they're just going in waves. So they sent me, FLSun did send this to me. They sent it to me in I guess, like, wave 2, I guess you could say. Oh, yeah. One of the stars of the show, the tablet, the pad, what do they call it? The speeder pad. It's effectively a... it's a tablet that runs Klipper on it. That is the Klipper interface for this machine. Also has Klipper screen installed on it. And what's this? Oh, runout sensor. Filament runout sensor. Aw, everybody's favorite 250 grams of filament. Imagine Bamboo Delta. Eh? Be interesting. Wonder if it'd be as low detail as this one. And a limit switch for something. Make sure I'm not missing anything in this box so we can get this out of here. Alright. Ay. Dog, where'd you go? I think the falling extrusion scared my dog. Back to this camera angle. Let's go to this one. That's not what I wanted. That's the one I wanted. Okay, let's get into this thing a little bit. Before we assemble, I want to disassemble a little bit and take a look at what's going on inside of this thing. So, I'm going to adjust that camera real quick so that it's got a better perspective on things. 1 second. Ugh. Okay. Are there any advantages to, or many advantages to, Delta versus Cartesian? Smoother circular movements. So when traveling in a circle, deltas can move smoother because they don't actually turn a corner the same way. Because the effector rods are moving up and down, it can be smoother. Robo slider. It is a slider, yes. It's the same slider I use for all my videos. I leave the camera on it most of the time anymore, so figured this time I actually bothered to set up a couple of presets for perspectives for you folks. Back to that. I wanted to be on that camera angle. Happy New Year to you as well. Thank you very much. All right, popping the bottom panel off to get inside of here. We've got the power supply. I believe it's 500 watts. I don't see any label. It's probably on the side that I can't get to right now. So we got insulation for the heated bed, which I can see the backside of a PCB heated bed in there. Mains wiring, decently terminated crimp connections. Let's see if this camera angle. Let me focus and adjust exposure there. That's better. Okay. Shiny insulation inside of there, power supply, and 24 volt. Yeah, 24 volt connection for the heated bed. So external MOSFET in the base of the machine. That goes there, I believe. LTT screwdriver, indeed. Honestly, when I bought this thing, I really wasn't sure I was going to be using it as much as I do, and I really use it a lot. I like that they put an external MOSFET on this in the base. That makes a lot of sense because the electronics are in the top of the machine. So rather than sending bed power from the top of the machine to the base, they can just send signal to the external MOSFET. Excellent thought. That's well thought out. And also what I would have done, though I probably would have put the electronics in the base if it was me, just for more bottom mass, but then you have to send all the wiring for the hot end and all that up. So I get it. Does anybody else out there have one of these machines? Have you been using it? I know I've really avoided... I've actually avoided the content on this machine. Oh yeah, by the way, it's got a 5mm thick aluminum plate bed, and then a smooth side and textured side PEI sheet for a bed surface. I wish it had some type of like self-centering thing, but that's not bad. All right, now let's take a look at the electronics inside of the top. We're gonna pull this side off. Yeah, the heaviest components, like this top portion, definitely weighs less than the bottom portion. So yes, the heavier components are on the bottom, and that is nice. That is nice that it's functioning that way. And also the heat can escape out the top of this for the electronics. Ordered one, haven't got it yet. Hopefully you get it soon. And come on. We have to look at what's going on inside of here, right? I don't know what mainboard they're running, and I want to know. Since they're running Klipper, are they cheaping out on an MCU? Because they can, or not? Robin Nano. We've got a Robin Nano V2.1, or at least a Nano 2.1. It doesn't look like it's an official Robin Nano. It does have socketed stepper drivers, a 60mm fan to cool those directly above them. Our power circuits are terminated with ferrules. Power circuits are terminated with ferrules, but our connections for hot end and bed signal are not. So, wish that was, but it's not. It's got a breakout board here for the tool head, USB connection. Nothing particularly special going on in here, but that's okay. Doesn't really need to be. Similar to what they're using in their other Deltas. Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Save them expense on buying. This is upside down. Save them expense on buying different main boards. I actually like that. I kind of like that. I dislike when companies switch up electronics all the time. You know, from one machine to the next. It annoys me. You get used to something, you have spare components for something, and then they switch it on you, and now it's not going to work for you. So, fan up there to cool the board. Yes, there's a 60mm fan right above the board, right above the stepper motor drivers. So, board is cooled. It's also ventilated. It's also ventilated on the top, so plenty of heat can escape. So, solid call on that. I might be tempted to enclose this machine. I don't know. We'll have to see how much I like it. I didn't notice what drivers it is. They have heat sinks on them, so I couldn't see. I could have unsocket. Well, I would have had to remove the fan and unsocket one. I had the page pulled up. I wonder if the website says. They run in 2209s, 2208s. Pull up the website real quick. Website doesn't say. Yeah, website doesn't say. It would look like the TARDIS center column if you enclosed it. That's I might have to use that for the skit whenever I do a YouTube video about reviewing this thing. You might have just won yourself a some points on an inspiration there. I like that. I like that. All right, folks. FLSun. All right, let's see what the manual wants me to start with. Get the chat pulled back up here. Yeah, already switched power. Does it say stepper motor drivers in here? Nope. All right, wants me to start by putting the ends, each end on extrusion. I might not have enough space on this bench for this. The way they're showing it is they want me to do this. Is this supposed to go this way? No, it's supposed to go this way. Okay, so it's not ventilated out the top. Why wouldn't they ventilate out the top? It's ventilated on the bottom side. That's kind of silly. Oh well. All right, they want the FLSun facing this way and the QR code facing this way. I don't know how I'm going to do this. We're going to find out together. We're going to find out together. X. Which one am I supposed to start with? Huh. I'll look into it deeper for a review as to what drivers it's running. Take out FLSun logo, Y-axis. No? Oh yeah, it wants me to start with the Y-axis. That's Z. Y. Why, oh why do you want me to start with Y? I'm kidding. Y motor. Connected. This harness is kind of in the way. The harness coming out the top of it. How am I supposed to? Oh, down through. Okay. What size? 8 M5 screws. That's all it says. It doesn't tell me different lengths, so I assume they're all the same size. Let's move the microphone away from my face a little bit. LTT screwdriver this. Yep. Got the bit. For a second, I thought they wanted me to do like blind connections inside of here. That would have been annoying. Ah, not gonna reach. Not gonna reach. The bit's too short. I have to use a hex wrench. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, I know it. It's one of those, like, I knew this thing is big, but again, seeing it in front of me, it's big. I never cease to be amazed by large machines, knowing they're big. I've got another big machine, bigger than the Cobra Max coming in, only slightly bigger, but bigger. And I'm just like, where am I gonna put it? Where am I gonna put it? I'm gonna leave these a little loose till I get everything kind of set up. Not only is it, oh, you gotta load filament on the top, right, the filament spool holder goes on the top. Eh. Oh, so you said yes to the Max. Yes, I did. Yes, I did, Dom. Yes, I did. Honestly, the Max, it looks like too good of a value. You know, I've got to give it a try. I have to play with it and find out, because I've had a lot of people hit me up with about the Cobra Max, just unhappy with it lately, and so I want to find an alternative for a big machine to recommend people. You know, I was never in love with the Cobra Max, so if there is a solid option, yeah, honestly, my Cobra Max is going to have to find a new home as well. I intended to convert it to direct drive and build it all out, but yeah, I don't know. Might be getting kicked. Might be getting kicked. We shall see. Bigger build volumes, bigger build volume. Any word on the Snapmaker J1? Nope. I haven't talked to Snapmaker in months. Last time I talked to Snapmaker, they wanted to send me one of their old machines, one of the old, like, 3-in-1 machines, not the J1. And I told them, like, hey, I don't make any promises. I don't like to do sponsored content about machines. I like to review them and give honest opinions. And they said, well, we have plenty of reviews out there about the machine, so we don't need that. We need projects or something. It was like, I don't think this is the right fit. So, haven't heard from them since. Feel like they're dropping the ball. Looks like a cool machine. I know my friend on TikTok, Lyra Rock, has one, as well does Prash. Prash has one as well. . Yeah, I'm looking forward to having just basic Robin Nano board in the, they run clones, ZXP Nano or something like that they call it, in the Max, but also that it's direct drive out of the box. I still think the Neptune should have been direct drive from the get-go, and it just wasn't. Or not the Neptune, the Cobra Max. TikTok folks, I am sorry. It's hard to balance all of this, but you can catch a better perspective on things over on YouTube. All right. What's the little brush for? I don't know. Clippers. Everybody needs clippers. Not like I don't have a million of those. Oh, we get a spare heater. I don't know if it's... Is it spare? Yeah. Spare heater cartridge. A spare thermistor for the hot end. Yeah, zip ties. Interesting. I hope I don't need them, but we have them. Okay, one extrusion on. Now I gotta pass these cables down through here. That's gonna be fun. Have 20 pairs of clippers, can never find them. I know. Yeah, I can't find them right now. I bought good Knipex. Knipex. I can never say that word. I bought good Knipex once. I see them across the shop. I bought good Knipex ones, and I need to buy like 2 more pair just so I can keep them, like, so I know where they are. Put tension on the belts before assembly. It's easier. All right. This is annoying. I wonder... 1 second. I've got to feed these wires down through this extrusion here, and shoving them through there is not going very well. So let's use filament as a tool. Metal wire is a fish. Yeah, I don't have one handy. Across the shop I do, but let's see if filament works first. Oh my gosh, it's like 7/8 of the way there. Come on. I can almost touch it with my finger. Pliers. 1 second, I gotta grab pliers. Working on a Voron on the other side of the studio. Come on. Oh my gosh, this is annoying. It doesn't help that it's the end of the spool, so it's not very straight. This is not very well thought out. I feel like just a channel on the outside of the extrusion would have been better. Did I fix the weird bamboo slicer issue? No. And yes. It seems like the problem is that Bamboo Studio uses G2, G3 arcs by default. And as such, the Klipper doesn't use them by default. So basically anytime a G2 or G3 is called for, it gets confused and skips it. It's just short. Ugh. Already there wire to fish it? What are you talking about, already there wire? Come on. Frickin' spaghetti noodle into a tight hole. Oop, that ain't working. Let's go with a new spool where it's straighter. Get a straighter shot through there. There we go. It bounced back. Are you kidding me? There. Annoying. This isn't a great design. It'd be nice if there was a wire there. Oh, I misread that. Yes, it would be. It would make sense for them to just put a wire there. Like, run a wire down that extrusion at the factory. Make this so much easier on people. Where the fuck? I had a roll of tape on the desk. I just used it before the stream. There it is. Pano tuner app. Honestly, I just tune by feel for the most part when it comes to belts. I know I probably shouldn't, but I do. You know what? I got electrical tape right here. That's going to be better. I forgot I had electrical tape. Let's do better with this. Yeah, they really have not optimized Bamboo Studio. I don't understand why. I don't understand why, but Bamboo Studio is not optimized for like any platform. All right. Let's pull that. Now, this other connection, gonna make it a little tighter. I need to learn to do. I should give it a go at using a tuner app. I tried it on my V0, and I wasn't getting any results that I cared for, so I just skipped it. All right. Ooh, that is a tight fit, but I got it out. That's a tight fit, but we've got it out of there. All right. Finally. Okay. That's all out of there. I tried it on the E3 V2. First print was great, then it was awful. Alright. So where is the tensioner for... How do we tension? Oh, I see. Honestly, that feels pretty good. Got a P1P before Christmas, liked it so much, ordered 2 more. I kind of regret not getting a P1P at this point. I have an idea for how to mod one. Maybe I'll get to that. I've actually got 2 videos on the X1, the Bamboo X1 coming out this week. Tomorrow I'll have a video on the Bamboo X1. Mine broke. Mine completely broke, unable to use it for about a week or 2. Is it open source? I don't believe this is open source, no. I was looking at their GitHub this week, I forget. Now that I say that. I think it's open source, as so many companies are. Adoring my V400, 4th printer, awesome. I'm really looking forward to playing with this. I haven't been excited about a printer in a while. Not quite as much as this, anyway. Probably the last time I was this excited about a printer was the V400 has Klipper installed default. Yes, does run Klipper out of the box. It's got this screen touchpad tablet that runs the Klipper interface. Put this filament away. Okay. Let's move this camera angle. Okay, on with the extrusions. Now that we got the wire run through there. That was an adventure. That was an adventure. Make sure I'm not losing anything. Why does it have a I guess for wiping down the screen? Touch screen. Silly screwdriver. Piece of Bowden tube. Sure. Okay. Next. Ow. Z. Next is Z. I think that's X. This is Z. Z. Z, Z, Z. Z extrusion. All right. These are the parts where I wish I could fast forward. It does come. It does come with the bolts up inside of here. You're saying, or they look fine. It does have to my knowledge. To my knowledge, it has resonance compensation already enabled and tuned, I believe. And it does not, I don't think it comes with an ADXL, so I could do it myself, and I probably will play with doing it myself. Because what I've seen, I haven't really watched many people's videos about this machine. I like to generally keep my opinions fresh and experiences fresh with machines. But I did see that 24/7 Printing noted that resonance compensation on this machine is overdone. That it loses detail as a result of that. So I'm curious about playing with that, because that's a problem I have with the Bamboo X1, where it takes crisp corners and rounds them off real bad. I actually got there's a whole segment in tomorrow's video about that. Got a whole segment in tomorrow's video about that. So, what's this giant printer? Is this a giant printer? It's a FLSun V400, so it's a big printer, not a giant one, but not small. Not small. I love that even though it's a New Year's Eve, we have a great turnout here. We're getting, these lives keep getting really good turnouts lately. Thanks you folks for being here. Thank you folks for being here. Thanks to those who have super chatted. That's interesting. My X1C prints very crisp around edges. Have you compared it directly with prints off another machine? Because mine, you'll see it in the video. Not even close. Not even close. It's hard to translate on video too. It shows up in video, but the feeling is so drastically different. If you look at two of them like, oh yeah, there's a corner, there's a corner. If you run your finger over a corner of a print from the Bamboo X1, and then you run your finger, like I printed a part on my Voron. Might as well show you. I printed these stealth burner shrouds. One on the Bamboo X1 and one on my Voron 2.4. And the Bamboo X1, it's like soft as a baby's bottom. This is crisp and jaggedy like it's supposed to be. My V400 is supposed to arrive today, but it's Saturday. Boo. Yeah, I wish, and I printed more stealth burners in the next video, trying to discuss how I have improved things, but I haven't fixed them. And you see the difference. Okay, good. Yeah, I wish I could tune. I think the problem is vibration compensation. I think the vibration compensation is too aggressive on the X1, and I really wish I could tune it down, but there's just not any way to do it. Love the can holders. Just got started printing. Awesome. Love to hear it. Lower the flow to 93%. Yeah, I'm going to have to play with that for sure. That's something I did on the X1 to improve things, is I really dialed in flow. Which, no matter what they say, you have to tune flow on that machine. Chew. All right. Last extrusion. Yeah, no matter what they say, that machine needs extrusion tuned. In fact, they even have a whole article about it on their page now to do it. Pablo from Tandon with the fire. Welcome, Pablo. Hello. We're live on YouTube if you want to see a better view of things. How goes it, Pablo? I haven't talked in a while. USB 2. It's rough seeing how their Facebook community is getting. Yeah. Like when I posted on there yesterday, the Facebook community, just asking that question, I was like, I wasn't saying there's anything wrong. I was just curious and trying to gather information before I reached out to the company to figure things out. And people just laid into me, and I'm like, oh my, I ended up deleting it because I was just sick of it. Happy New Year, neighbor from Ben Salem. Hello. I actually might head up to Ben Salem later today. The pet store where I get my dog's foods up there. What on earth is this? This is the FLSun. Ooh, that one's cross-threading a little bit. Yikes, the Discord is better. I was informed there's a whole Discord thread about ripping on Thomas Son Lauderer that I didn't particularly appreciate. Kinda So actually had a mod reach out and about figuring that out this morning. I don't know. I'm not a big Discord person personally. I did my time in the chat rooms in the 90s and early 2000s, so I've never really connected with Discord that much. What's a good soldering kit I can get from Amazon? I would recommend, let me pull it up real quick. Yahoo Messenger ASL, yep. Let me pull one up real quick. Amazon. I like Weller soldering irons personally. Hi. There it is. This computer, I really need a streaming computer upgrade in 2023. It's going to happen. Just got to get to it. Oh my god, this is painful. Is the chat stuttering? Yeah. Load. There we go. Okay. I like this Weller one. And honestly, the one that I use is only like $5 more right now. And I'm a fan of it. I really like it. The cord's a little shorter than I wish it was, but other than that, I quite like it. There we go. Those are affiliate links, of course. IRC chat. I used to be big on IRC chat back in the day. Very grainy video. Sorry about that. It's because this computer's so slow that when I look things up on the internet, it screws up the stream. I won't do that again. My internet connection is, I got gigabit internet, but this computer's slow. That is one of the first orders of business for 2023 is getting a better computer in the studio. Yeah, I did a lot of time in IRC back in the day. Procooling.com IRC. I was big into water cooling in the early 2000s. Do I have a favorite print of 2022? That's pretty easy. The Big Barrel. I don't even know where the Big Barrel is right now. The Big Barrel is my favorite print of 2022. Just it. Get the WE1010. That's the second one that I linked there, Project R3D. The WE1010NA. That's what I use. I love it. So, oh yeah, I didn't realize the one is hardwired. Hopes and dreams for 2023. Just keep doing what I'm doing and hopefully it pays off better. Not saying it's not. Like, it's going great. I love it. Everything's turning up Millhouse here. But yeah, just more of the same. I want to do more maker content in 2023. I'd like to move not away from printer stuff. I'm going to keep doing printer stuff. But I want to start doing like full-on build projects. Any more with Reanimaker? I have not. I've been too busy with other stuff. Next week's video is probably going to be a workshop vlog where I just do like a couple of smaller projects around the studio. And that'll be one of them, is getting Reanimaker fully back up and running. I printed the new carriage that has better tolerances on it. I got new belts and I got LDO motors for it. So just going to get around to replacing those and get that machine like running tip top. All right, we can stand this thing up now and get these tight. I left everything a little loose. So I can stand it up and get a feel for it. Building and tinkering videos are fun to watch. Like, personally... One second. Personally, lately, I've really been enjoying NerdForge videos, and I like LTT when they build things. Like, I don't know. I like build videos. Let's move to a camera angle where maybe we can see the top of this thing. I like building things and seeing build things. And so I want to start doing more like hands-on builds, not just printers, but also, oh, wrong camera angle. Ivan Miranda. Yeah, I love Ivan Miranda stuff. I want to start doing that stuff. Just building ridiculous things with, obviously I'm going to use printers doing it. I'm going to keep building printers and playing with printers. How do you move your camera? It's on a slider. I've got an app pulled up on my iPad here. I can switch camera angles. DIY perks. I love DIY perks. And I've noted that there's a fun point. I think basically the only ones that I ever watched that are doing it in the US are that I only just started watching them, at Evan and Caitlin or whatever. Isn't that their names? I forget. No offense to them. I don't love their content. Nothing against them. Just kind of like meh about it. But that kind of stuff. Just build stuff. And my fiance is an artist, so she can she helps me out with a lot of that stuff. Their content is hit or miss. Yeah, it just feels really. Their stuff feels a little like they're trying a little hard. I don't want to say they're try hard or anything, but like it's kind of their style, and I understand that, of just like overacting some things, and it just feels too forced sometimes. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do that too. And it can be a lot of fun. It's just not connecting with me. I don't know. But NerdForge, I love NerdForge's videos. They do awesome stuff. I don't know if we're going to go that way, but the Robo Slider effect is awesome. Their personalities are over the top for some. Yeah, kind of how I feel about it. All right. Oh, of course. They wanted me to install the effector rods on there, not in here. Whatever. Where's the FLSun logo? There. So, face this way. Yes. Is the other camera angle any better? No, it is not. All right. Turn this so folks can actually see what's going on. Just getting the effector mounted up here. All right. It's like the end of Mythbusters where they got more into the TV entertainment and less about the experiments. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where YouTube's at right now. It is a bit of personality, so much as project, but yeah. Love the setup, really sweet background. Thank you. I saw that, how you're surprised Chinese companies haven't picked up on DIY perks like projects. Yeah, honestly, I get that. That got caught up in there. All right, we got all these connections to make. They are color coded. That's nice. Nice touch. I dig it, except these two aren't. Oh well, I hope they're not, they must be fans, I hope. I like this daughter board here for easy connection. I dislike the sleeving on the wiring. Motor connection. And one more fan, it looks like. All right. The one that blew me away the most was when he made his own lens a couple months ago, where DIY Perks made their own lens. That was sick. And it just looked gorgeous. Like, oh, so good. Filament detection sensor is here. Goes into a hole. Oh, okay. It clips into a bracket. I see. That's weird. Okay, so the harness clips into this. Weird. Take out the filament detector connector. That's this one, yeah. Yeah. This is weird. $4K projector with a screen. Yeah, that was cool. All right. This is a bit strange, but I do like this bracket. It's hard. Sorry, I can't really show you folks right now. But it captures the loom that the harness is on, so it takes stress off of the harness. I like that, because I was definitely feeling like that was a strain point. All right, that is plugged in. Level switch. Connect two cables to the pad. Nothing quite like watching a Delta run, yeah. All right. Looks like they went the same way as I did on Reanimator, where they have a power cable and a separate USB. I'm more than tempted to take this apart and look inside of it. Let's see if we can do that real quick. Let's take a look inside of here real quick. Screwdriver. Let's see if we can. See if we can get in here. I mean, I'm sure we can. Question is, what? How well? High-end powered dart foam blaster. I've got a few project ideas on the slate. Some things. We're going to start with probably continuing the build out of the studio and getting a little deeper with that. But you'll see. Phew. Spudger, spudger, spudger. I want to break this before we get started, but I also want to get in here. I might leave this for a video. Oh, wait, I got it started. It's like a freaking laptop. Got to break it free. Anytime now. iFixit spudger coming in handy. I've actually never watched Zach's videos. Just never bothered. Nothing against him, just haven't gotten to it. The Gridfinity stuff looks awesome. I'm pretty sure I'll dive into that a little bit with the studio as we're building out the studio here. All right. Here's inside that. Let me see if we can get camera 2 inside the tablet a little bit. There's a spot for a battery, a clock battery, but there's not one there. Pretty straightforward. The whole SoC is hidden under here, so I can't really see what's going on. It's a big one. It looks like it's multiple underneath of there. Like a daughter board, kind of like a compute module attached there. I don't know. Must be reused. Yeah, I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's not. I doubt this is custom hardware for this configuration. I doubt it. But it is more put together than I expected. I honestly expected like a Pi clone strapped to the back of a screen. I think it's basically a CM4 clone. Yeah, it's pretty much what it looks like. A hard soldered CM4 clone. I do like on their GitHub they have instructions for setting this up, like reflashing Klipper on it and whatever if you need. Bro humor. I'm not a fan of bro humor, so never watched. Never watched. We'll see. All right. Bed leveling switch goes on the hot end. Over the hot end. Ah, there. All right, that sticks there. Leveling switch connected. And I think we're ready to start getting set up for the first print. Yeah, just jumps right into it. My ever-present wire connection that is always here and plugged in. Probably shouldn't be, but here we are. Let's see what happens here. Now let's not let out the magic smoke. Yeah, I hope not. Is it on? Ah, I flipped the switch off. It was on already. There's got to be a stand. Filament spool holder. Oh, here we go. No, that's extrusion tops. I don't see a stand. You'd think there's got to be one. But I didn't see any instructions about setting up a stand either. Pad axis. There's not a stand. Oh, pad holder. There it is. I did see that. I did see that. There it is. Did they include a stand STL? They did. That would be cool, but they included this. It was here. I just missed it. Oh, that's kind of neat. Weird. Oh, okay. Weird. All right, we got Klipper screen pre-installed. Klipper screens pre-installed. All right, we need to do a bed level mesh. Here goes. And I might as well assemble the stand a while. Or the filament spool holder. Going. What's the build volume on this thing? It is 300 millimeters circular and 400 millimeters tall. I don't know if it necks down toward the top. Probably. Deltas are trippy to watch. Deltas are in fact trippy. When you're used to Cartesian, they're trippy. How do you find using Delta style printers? This is my first Delta, actually. I've never had a Delta. I've never bothered with one before today. It does taper at the top. Yeah, most Deltas do, so that makes sense. I want to get around to doing a balls to the walls build on your monoprice Delta. Cool. That'd be interesting. I have a hard time reaching the frickin' top of this thing. Wrong view. I keep forgetting which one's which. Make sure to tighten your screws. Right, yes, I will. Check belt tension after we get done this. Should probably have done that before I did belt or calibration. Somebody did a 700 millimeter Z. All right. This is not the Super Racer, it's the V400, the big brother to the Super Racer. It's the big brother to the Super Racer. I wish it didn't Z max limit, but I get it. How it has to sync the motors that way, but that's not 400 millimeters, is it? Oh yeah, it is. 402, 3 millimeters. Oh, to the sensor. To the nozzle. Yeah, 420 millimeters. All right, now we're gonna do a Z offset. Move to 0. I'm gonna heat up first. Heat the bed. Set temp. 865. Really should have done that before. Do you know if it took 400 revisions to make? It's called the 400 because it supposedly goes 400 millimeters a second speed. So, supposedly it can print at 400 millimeters per second. Is there any preloaded files on here? Print. Nope. Nothing on here. Settings. They go hard with the 400 and the 400Z, yeah. Oh, network. I want to get this thing on the network. Let's get it on the network. .4 gig. This keyboard is terrible. I wonder if I could hook up a regular keyboard. Let's try. It's got a USB port. 400 pounds. No, it's 40 pounds. Or the box was 40 pounds. Let's see if this works. It did. All right, we are connected. Configuration, bed level. Move 0. It's removed, go. A4 paper and set Z offset. You only have 400 in the middle. Yeah, you're right. It's not a true 400 all the way on the build surface or the build volume. Ooh, that is tight. Z calibrate. Up. Up. All right, that is good. How do I save this? Is that it? Seems to be. You don't have to save it. Do I have to save config? Can I save config? I don't know. Let me pull it up on my network quick so I can get to mainsail. I believe they run mainsail. 8.1.1. I love switching to Ubiquity for this. For this reason, I love that I switched to Ubiquity. Because it's so easy to look up devices on my network and find printers. I love it. Love it. Caps lock's on. If I remember my password to my network. There we go. Widely available too. Yeah, you're setting the probe to nozzle offset. That's standard on pretty much any. Oh, it actually has the input shaper menu in here. That's standard on pretty much any. I'm gonna home it. Get it off the bed. any, what do you call it? Any nozzle any system that probes, even a nozzle probing system, needs to have the space distance set between the probe distance and the actual print, or the nozzle's space, or where the nozzle is. That's all. Yeah, that's annoying. I have too many devices on my network. That's weird. 192.168.1.30. Is that it? I'm seeing a device that names something funky. Yeah. That's it. Machine. MCU. Klipper's out of date or invalid. I'm gonna check the printer config. What the hell is this? Let me check something real quick here. Oh! I forgot the Ender 3 is on behind me. That's the one I'm in. Alright, so that's not it. Where the heck is this thing on my network? There's one device that doesn't have an IP address. Reconnecting it. Yeah, they've had a lot of updates lately. I'm sure I just need to do an update, but... I'm pretty sure this is the device, but I'm going to power down real quick and restart it. Can I? I don't remember if there's a way. Let's check these for tight, as folks have told me to do. Honestly, these belts feel good out of the box. FLSun booting up. All right. Speeder pad, there we go. 19. Now it's working. I just had to do a restart. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Have you tried turning it off and on again? All right. That was the one that was screwed up was my my Ender 3 back there, since I haven't updated it in a while. All right, checking Klipper updates. We'll update Klipper and then we'll print something. What should we print? There's no preloaded files, so... There are no preloaded files. What should we print? Wow, the height map is all over the place on this thing. The probing is... I think I might do a Z probe again. Where'd I put the switch? Where the heck did I just put the switch? Oh, there it is. Plant pot? Yeah, I feel like it should have a, I feel like we should do a vase. I feel like vase is pretty much required, yeah? Not a benchy. All right. Vase mode? Vase mode. All right. Let me get the slicer loaded. I'll set this up in Super Slicer or something later, but Thangs.com. Did I have a vase? I honestly don't know. I forget. I have vases I've designed but never posted. Shove a 1mm nozzle into a chunky vase. Done it before on the Cobra Max. Configuration, bed level. Let's get this thing heated back up first off. Bed level. Mesh. Continue. What? Somebody send me a file for a vase. Send me a file for a vase. This computer's so slow, I don't want to keep messing with this. Please drop a link in the chat. Rostock guy, welcome. I have a Delta now. Now, chat already said no benchy. Folks already said no benchy. Let's do something else. So. Ugh. You're failing me, FLSun. I wonder if Cura comes with this in it. This is gonna be a mess. Here's the problem. This is a Mac, and the USB drive only comes with a version of Cura for Windows. Downside of using Mac, yeah. I'm going to build a PC for out here, but this is what I have at the moment. Let me look on this folder and see if... Okay, there is a... The configuration is in here, so I just need to get Cura 5.0. Ultimaker Cura. There's the new Alpha. Want to go with that one? Is that available for Mac? There it is. Let's go with the new one. Prusa configs are available on printables. Awesome. I will set that up later. I kind of just want to like go with this for now. I want to use the config that they provided so I get the experience of what they are expecting for people, you know? Should tell TikTok viewers to come to YouTube. Come to YouTube, TikTok viewers. We've got better view over here. YouTube.com/MandicReally. All right. I am going to lose that thing at some point. Man, that height map is all over the place. That's weird. Oh well. Home all. The Alpha has a few bugs, yeah. Make a magnetic mount and stick it on. Good idea, good idea. I'll do that. First print every owner does is a probe holder. Good call. I haven't run Cura in a while. I kind of just want to play with this. So. Maybe my bed's warped. It's possible. The height map in Mainsail looks awful. Let me share it with you folks here real quick. Screen share. Look at that. It's wild. It's like it's a millimeter off. I just reran it and it did it again. Yeah, I don't know. Is what it is. Back to the main shot. What made you go for this Delta? They sent it to me. That's what made me go for it, is they sent it. They reached out, asked if I wanted to give it a try, and I said sure. So here we are. Blower ducts are pointed wrong. Yeah, I see that. They're blowing right on the nozzle. I see that. Replace them with better ones. Cool. I'll look at that as one of my first mods if I get around to it. All right. Did Kira install? Kira. Can you make a maraca with the rock's head? I mean, I could make that. Is it possible the flex plate's on the wrong side round? No. The flex plate's sitting on there just how it's supposed to. It's smooth. I took it off, put it back on. I don't know. I'll dig into it more. It's probably just something funky off here. As long as it doesn't... a Morocco. As long as it doesn't screw up the print, we're just going to roll with it. Did anybody... I didn't see anybody drop a link to a vase in the chat. Can somebody grab a vase for me to print? I mostly use Prusa Slicer. I literally just had to install Cura for this. But there is a preloaded profile for Cura, so I want to use it. At the moment, Cura's not opening, though. Oh, it's not letting you post a link. Dom, send it to me on Twitter. The Ender 5 S1 all over again, yeah. I guess I'll go download the printables profile. I don't want to, but I will. Got it, Dom. Thank you. Ugh. You sent me a My Mini Factory one. I have to download it. Or I have to log in. I don't even know if I have a My Mini Factory account. Let's go with this Thingiverse one. Yeah, currently Cura is not opening. So, that's not a good start. Yeah, the plate logo can go toward... It's supposed to go toward the front, but it doesn't matter. There's no, like, locating anything for it to be sitting on. It can go anywhere. Download all files. Downloading. Yeah, the, did I come to the rescue 2 streams in a row? Kind of, but no. You did the last one for sure. There's a profile on the USB drive for Cura. That's why I wanted to use it, but I wanted to use the profile they provide. Maybe I'll just try and download the stable Cura. I feel like I went through this with Cura on Mac not too long ago. I feel like I went through this not too long ago. Yes, 1mm slope on the bed doesn't really make sense. No idea. No idea why. Preparing to copy. Anytime now. Replace. And replace the alpha with a new one. Yeah, I mean, the mesh should correct for that 1mm, and I'll investigate it more. I do not have time to investigate what's going on right now. It could be an end stop issue. It could be a homing issue. Who knows? It could just be thinking it's 1mm off when it's not. But as long as the mesh is correct, it shouldn't be a big deal. Okay, Kira. Yeah, I'm just getting the bouncing opening and nothing's happening. Kira refuses to open on this computer. I'm running Ventura on an iMac, so... Alright, well, we're looking on printables for a V400 profile. What filament will we test with? What should we use? Do you want to... FLSun V400, work in progress. I don't love that, but is what it is. Download. Max speed config. Well, that's the one we want. It's definitely the one we want. PLA or PETG? How good is PEI over the Creality glass? Don't put PEI over the glass. Take the glass off. It's not blocking opening, Kira. When it blocks. Oh, I mean, I'll try opening it as administrator. Damn it. Yeah, it's not. I get the Cura does the bounce like it's opening, and then it just sits in the recent tray and nothing happens. Won't open. I think this is why I removed Cura off of this computer, because it was doing the same thing. Having the exact same thing with your FLSun QQ. All right, good to know. I'll have to look at that then. Okay, I downloaded the Prusa config. Let me get it installed. This is fun. Anybody else having fun? I'm having fun. Not worried about that right now. Now I've got to remember how to load somebody else's config. Configuration. Yeah, I wasn't getting a warning. It's just not opening. Import config. I'm not seeing it. It's been a while since I've had to do it. File import config bundle. Okay. It's an old one, but we'll see. File import. No. File import config. There we go. There we go. We're going with the max speed profile, and can we get both of them at the same time? No. One at a time. I'm going to load up the other one real quick. So I have both. But we are going with our max speed profile. We might as well push this thing, right? Got it. All right. 2mm layer height. PETG preset. All right, let's do PETG. So I'm going to load up that model real quick and download curved vase. Spiral vase. This is a little small. I'm going to blow it up. 200. That's a little big. 150. All right. I'm going to leave these. I'm going to set the spiral vase. Yes. That's not very fast, but okay. I'm going to go with the profile that they have set up here. So, it's a PETG profile. What color should we do? I'm going to check settings real quick. Let me know in the chat, what color should we do of these? We've got amber, cherry pie red, American blue, sublime green, and bubblegum pink. Jurassic amber. Andrew Rogers even got the right name of the color. I think we got it. Some folks are calling it gold and copper. We're going with amber. Let's go with amber. Let's go with the amber. Yeah. I like that color. It's such a good look. Woo! This profile is set very cold. All right. This profile seems confusingly set up, but I'm not that worried about it. Favorite Greengate color? I like that one. I do like that one. Greengate makes such excellent colors. It's saying this is going to be a 2-hour print. I don't think that's the way it's going to... Let me dial it back to 100%. Hour print. That sounds more like it, and we're going to push the speed, so... Who makes the cherry pie red? Those are all Greengate 3D colors. All of those were Greengate 3D colors. I love Greengate's colors. It prints well. And it's made from recycled industrial waste. So it's not like recycled PETG like your failed prints, but it is recycled material, so. Whatever. All right, get this loaded onto mainsail. Get this thing heating up. Load up G-code file. Upload. Spiral vase. All right, G-code is loaded. Favorite thing I've ever printed? Honestly, I'd printed way too many things. I never know how to answer that question. My favorite thing of 2022? My favorite thing of 2022 was probably... Why is this being weird? was the big barrel, just because it gained me plenty of notoriety on TikTok, which was nice. Siri, go away. I don't know why Siri always comes in on live streams. All right, I'll load up filament. Whew, getting filament through the sensor is kind of annoying. Ugh. I hate filament runout sensors. Hate them. Cut a different angle on the tip of this. There we go. Just gotta have to cut the 45-degree angle just right. That's all. Just right. Ah. Do I model in Fusion 360? I use Fusion 360, yes. We need ChatGPT to be merged with Siri, yeah. Answers when you don't want it to and not when you do. Yep, pretty much. Wow. Hot ends heated up, bed's almost a temp. This thing's pretty quick to warm up. Okay, I'm going to extrude a little bit. Load filament. Purge out that pre-check, whatever the heck, filament. Had to be 7 feet tall to start a print, yeah. I'm 6 foot, 6'1", and it was kind of a stretch for me, so. And the table this is going to end up on is taller. Alright, I'm going to retract a little bit because it's oozing like mad. Yay, PETG. All right. Yes, the Billy Rubin is, the Cherry Pie Red is made in conjunction with Billy Rubin, yep. I love that color, it's beautiful. Gonna need a ladder, yeah. I might have to scale a barrel to fit on this. That is a good idea. Maybe I'll do that for TikTok. I'll do like a TikTok live. I haven't done it in a while. And print a barrel on this thing. Okay. I think we're ready. We should be ready. We're up to temp. Let's get to printing. I didn't update Klipper, but I don't really care. Klipper screen is dirty. I've never seen that warning before. All right. First layer looks all right. Maybe you could squish a little more. How do I find this barrel? Haven't seen it. It's mostly on TikTok where I do the barrel stuff. It's here. I know it's here. I just don't know where. 1 second. Well, here's the big grenade. I don't know where the barrel is, but here's the grenade. Ugh. I know it's around here. We cleaned the studio up and it kind of got lost. With this printer, you're able to print upside down. You can print upside down with pretty much any printer as long as it can stably sit. So, yes. How much filament does it take to make your barrel? Which one? The full 250% barrel? The full-size barrel, that's like... I want to say that's like 3 kilograms. Jurassic's been discontinued? Oh no. That sucks. I love that color. Gone through a couple spools of it. Unfortunately, Rich has been having a lot of trouble with colors lately. It seems like I just got in a stack of filament from him because purple came back, and I love their translucent purple. As soon as I saw purple was back, I jumped on it. Oh, I also got emerald green. I just got an emerald green. That's a new one to me. Oh, I forgot Starburst. And a Green Gate sticker. All right. Translucent purple. I love that color. Love it. I don't know how you would change, but mainsail give me update problems. I'll have to look into it. I know how to change repositories, if that's what you mean. More purple. More purple. And Fifth Avenue Blue. That's a new one. Fifth Avenue Blue. He sent samples of that purple. I love that purple. If you can't tell, I ordered all that. They didn't send me any of that. I ordered it. A giant ditto. Ooh, that's a fun idea. I'm going to change the other camera angle real quick. 1 second. I want to get a better angle on the print for you folks. There we go. Ugh. This base layer is going slow. I should have updated base layer speed. Barney the dinosaur with that purple. Like the new Storm color, but you're having clogging issues. That sucks. I thought about ordering the Storm, but I held off on it. That filament is Green Gate 3D. Green Gate 3D. Overexposed as hell. You can't see that. Whatever. Dig the bubblegum. I like the bubblegum color. Yeah, their stuff is not cheap. Definitely not cheap. This base layer is so slow. How fast is this going? 30. I'm going to dial it up a little bit. What are the springs? The springs keep these rods squeezed against the effector. That's basically how the carbon rods attach to this, is they just spring out and then squeeze in on it. Well, for being 1 millimeter out on the base plate, it's looking solid. that's not what I meant to do. That was pushing it a little harder than I meant to. I mean, it under extruded, but not terribly. I literally just pushed that to 1200% instead of 120%. Let's see what that is. 30 times 12. Nah, that wasn't that fast. Got in on the black raspberry. I think I have some of that here. No, I don't. Oh, wait, no, I do. Maybe I don't. No, it looks like I don't. Do I prefer Delta or Bedslinger? This is my first Delta ever, so I cannot say. I love that you can clearly see where that speed up section was. 3 spools of Green Gate ordered. Awesome. I quite like their stuff. It prints a little bit cooler than most PETGs. Green Gate prints cooler. Like, I slice this at like 235. And that might even be a little warm for it sometimes. So do temperature tuning with Green Gate. You're going to want to tune temperatures, but... Oh, is that going to hit? If I switch camera angles, are you going to hit? Yep, it's going to hit the other tripod. I put the other tripod too close. I've never tried Strong Hero filament. Nope. Oh, wait, no, I do have Strong Hero. Wait. I have this Strong Hero rainbow. I forgot I had that. I've literally printed with it once. Rich and Barbara are great people. Yeah, they're... I've only ever talked to Barbara like once, but Rich is great. He came over to the studio a couple months ago. He stopped by the studio and we went and had lunch and chatted all for an afternoon. Chameleon Mirror Chrome is great. I'll have to give that a look. Alright, I'm going to slow this back down a little bit. What were we saying in chat here? Tequila shot's the last day of Murph. Have you ever had a bad spool as you print, it overlaps and tightens on itself? Recently had this and it's very confusing. Yes, I had a couple of different spools that have done that over time. That's a common problem in printing, unfortunately. A lot of people will tell you that it happens because you take a spool out and you allow it to unwind under itself, which can happen. But how'd you get your camera to move? It's on a slider, on an electronic slider I can control remotely. Weird. We are printing a vase mode print. Best brand for PLA. I like Polymaker. For ABS, I get Polymaker. I use Polymaker for pretty much everything except PETG. PETG I get from Green Gate 3D. I've never tried Polymaker's PETG. I've been really happy with Green Gate, so I haven't had a reason. Everything else I get from Polymaker. PLA, PLA Plus, ABS, ASA, polycarbonate, PET, I think I have PETG carbon fiber here, PLA carbon fiber, all of it. I love it. I go with other brands just if they have colors or something that I need. Got some Polylite PETG, honestly not a fan. All right. Honestly, I really don't print PETG anymore. I've mostly moved to ABS and ASA, so... And picked a 50% off coupon for Polymaker during his giveaway. That's awesome. I'll have to hit them up if I ever hit 100K. Matter Hackers build PLA. Never tried it. I don't get adventurous with filaments, honestly. I find ones I like and I stick to them. I used to use Inland from Micro Center a lot, but I ran into consistency issues. Around this time last year, they were having a supply shortage, and they something changed. Most of my PLA is printed solid, and PETG is Greengate 3D. I actually just picked up printed solid PETG last week. I stopped by and saw Dustin, and I stopped by the shop and saw Dustin and picked some up. Honestly, wasn't a huge fan of it. I haven't tried. I need to tune it in is the problem. Old Inland was great. Yeah, Inland changed. It definitely changed. Inland was my go-to for a long time, and then when the pandemic hit, something went off. Gold Winter Glitter. I haven't tried that one. Auto bed leveling worth installing on a CR10? If you're not having problems, I wouldn't say so. Honestly, bed leveling is not the end-all be-all thing. Some of Inland is Polymaker. That is absolutely true. Their ASA, I know for sure, is Polymaker. I don't know about the rest. Just got to get through this base layer and we can start on the vase. They called this the max speed profile, but I really feel like they're being conservative with the speeds on it. Have you ever had problems with ABS without an enclosure? I missed that comment. Yes. I don't recommend printing ABS without an enclosure. If you can avoid it, do. I'm gonna change that camera again real quick. Get the pad into view. Ugh. That looks better. Pad's not in focus, but it's at least there. Golden Winter to blue ice. That's a weird transition. You don't want to print ABS just for the smell. Understand, that smell is also toxic, so there's that. $235 on PETG seems cool. This Greengate 3D prints cool. Greengate's PETG prints cooler than a lot of them. Actually, Rich has tried to get me to print it down to like 220. They have a matte black, and he's encouraged me to go down to like 215 to get it as matte as possible. I can't go that low. I don't know. Yeah, this stuff, Greengate prints cool for PETG. Usually blast PETG. Yeah, no. I don't go over 240 with Greengate. I do like 240, maybe 245 on the base layer, and then 230, 235 up above that. Sometimes even lower. Any warping on bottom layer of longer prints depends on the material and the machine, drafts. There's a lot of factors that go into that. That's almost PLA temps. Yeah, no. Greengate's PETG prints almost like a PLA, temperature-wise. It's stringy and it behaves like a PETG, don't get me wrong, but it's stringy like a... Warping with the Greengate? No. No, I really don't have that problem. And away we go. Oh, well, we're warping on this one. Or are we? No, it's the shape of the vase. It's just weird. It's a weirdly shaped vase. Least favorite printer. I don't have a good answer for that. There's been plenty of printers I've had trouble with. Honestly, the printer I had the most trouble with probably in recent history was the Kingroon KP3S. Yeah. And I'm waiting. Sliceworks is supposed to be sending me their version of the KP3. I really want to try it out because it looks like they've improved the problems that I had with the KP3. Warping, blame the 1200% section. I don't think it's warped actually. It's just the shape of the vase. It confused me at first. How fast are we going here? Honestly, we're only hitting 100 millimeters a second. I'm gonna let it get higher on the print before I push it any harder, but we will push it harder. KP3S has been the most reliable printer for you. Yeah, mine not so much. I've got it right over here. Let me see real quick. My KP3S, I don't know if you can see it real well here. One second, I'm gonna move camera angles. Just gonna slide you that way, turn you this way. I'm a little more centered. My KP3S, I don't know if you can see it. I don't think you can see it, but there's so much wobble in the Z-axis, and the eccentrics are maxed out. You cannot tighten it up. Can't tighten it up. And the Z-axis rod was crooked. I had to slot the motor mounting to move it to get it to not be an issue. And because there's so much slop in the Z-axis, that crooked Z-rod caused a lot of Z-wobble. So, I do have a P.O. box. I just saw somebody ask that. Send you a couple heat breaks. Cool. I have a P.O. box. One second, I'm going to change camera back. It should be on my contact page of my website, my P.O. box. I believe it is. Yeah, I got a lemon. I got a lemon of one. Like, and it's a known issue. There's at least 1 or 2 designs out there for some replacement parts to fix that, but I'd never bothered. Sounds like it wasn't stamped right. Yeah, something's misaligned. The hole in the bed in the base is just misaligned. I slotted the holes in it and slid it, and it's still not 100%, but it's better. Yeah, my P.O. Well, you know what? Here, let me drop it in my... I'll drop it in the chat. There you go. That's my P.O. box. That's why people always say, oh, I can see your... When I unbox things, like, oh, I can see your... I can see your address on that. Yes, yeah, it's a P.O. box. I appreciate people's concern, but it's not a problem. All right. Time to dial up the speed a little bit. We're pushing 100 millimeters a second at top. Top, we're hitting 100 millimeters a second. I'm going to bump it to 150. No, let's go 125. I don't want to push it too hard. You ordered 5 and they sent you a dozen. Cool. I appreciate it. I'm gonna revisit that, and I'm really looking forward to playing with the Sliceworks version whenever they send that over. I'm looking forward to playing with it and trying it, because I actually bought the KP3S. I did not. They didn't send me that. I bought it, and so I just never went real far with it. It's looking good. Hitting 122 millimeters a second speed now. Yeah, it looks like we're maxing out 122. Between 100 and 75 to 122 on average here. A single-sided Core XZ for the KP3S. That's wild. How did I get into 3D printing? Good question. I got into 3D printing because I was a custom car builder for a living. I built cars. High-end, custom, classic cars for the most part. Hot rods, street rods. And I wanted to be able to print prototype parts for the machines that I was building, or the cars I was building. And so, yeah, I got a printer so I could prototype parts, make parts for the custom cars I was building, prototype things for CNC machining and such, and then 3D printing took over my life. I stopped building cars and now I just 3D print, pretty much. Ender 3 Pro have had having thermal runaways, tried 3 thermistors and a new main board, but I'm still having issues. Are you sure it's your hot end that's the problem and not the bed? Do you have to level this printer? No, it auto levels. It has an auto level sensor. And you stick it on there and it levels itself. So no leveling on this machine. If anybody's interested in picking one of these up, there's a $40 discount right now through my link in the description of the YouTube live. Folks on TikTok, if you head over to YouTube and check out the live stream going on over there, there is a link in the description of the video of the live stream for $40 off. So it's $809 for this machine with that. I'm not endorsing this. I'm not ready to review this by any means. I think it has potential. I'm really curious to play with it more, but that's all I know. Yeah, this vase is going to look awesome with this shine. You are right. I just upped the acceleration. It was stuck. Now, reset. I hate when Klipper does that. Oh well. We're at 5,000 acceleration. Fire Demon Gaming, welcome. How am I doing? I'm doing all right. Doing all right. Having some fun. I've got to go finish a video after this. Awesome files. Thank you. It's wild seeing 235C, 120 millimeters a second, and still shiny. Yep. PETG is wonderful stuff. When I want to push speed, I go to PETG. Is the pound conversion, or dollar to euro conversion that hard right now? I don't know what it is. Is ASA good versus PLA or no? It depends on the use case. I use ASA a lot, but PLA is stronger. PLA has stronger mechanical properties than ASA for the most part, but it can't handle temperatures and it will creep over time more than ASA will. ASA is better in hotter, warmer environments and chemical environments. So if I'm making things for cars, if I'm building 3D printers, I use ASA. If I'm printing just like the shelf brackets holding up the shelf behind me on the wall. Those are printed in PLA. Looking forward to my review of this printer. Awesome. I'm excited about this. I haven't been excited about a review in a while, and that I really want to play with this and push it. So, look forward to it. ASA is way better than ABS. I agree with that. I like ASA better. Difference between ASA and ABS. ASA handles chemicals better. So, know that screwdriver. Yes, you do. Probably. LTTstore.com. Not sponsored. ASA will handle higher temperatures than ABS only by a marginal amount, like 5-10 degrees Celsius. Gonna bounce. Thanks for being here, Dom, and thank you for contributing as always. But ASA also handles chemicals, so like oils, gasolines, things like that on a car. ASA isn't toxic. I don't know how true that is. It's not sponsored yet. Hopefully. It's not as toxic as ABS, that's for sure, but I don't know about that. Last year it was 1-to-1, now it's 93 euro to 0.93 euro to $1. Any mod recommendations, Omega Forge, for the V2.4? I would recommend going clicky mod. The clicky bed leveling mod instead of the inductive pickup sensor for the hot end. I'm going to do that. And I would also look at CAN bus. That's a little more complicated, but I'm going to convert my 2.4 to CAN bus and get rid of all those wires going to the hot end. There's so many wires there. You're doing Vor on tap. Okay. I wasn't interested in tap. It seems overcomplicated for my liking personally. Doing CAN bus. All right, you got the recommendations. That's the and a Nevermore filter. The Nevermore carbon filter helps to heat up a chamber too. I like that. Is it the same CAN bus tech as in cars? Same concept as in cars. The local area network concept of sending signals to basically digital signals for controlling processes. So you only have to have 4 wires, power, ground, and high-low CAN, same as on a car, to the hot end. So 4 wires to your hot end assembly to control your stepper motor, your part cooling fan, your hot end fan, lights, all of that, thermistor, all of that. Yeah, it's not full-on CAN. It's not sending it's sending data, but not to the same level. But it's CAN. Same concept. Thoughts on the Cobra Max? I'm not a huge fan of it. I did a full review of it here on YouTube. You can check out. At the time, I really liked it for what it was. It has plenty of issues. I don't like the thermal readings on the hot end. I wish it was direct drive. I don't like the glass bed. I don't like the interface on it. But for what it is, it was a really good value when it came out. The new Elegoo Neptune 3 Max is cheaper. Is the V2.4 easier or harder than the V0? Easier and more complicated. So it's kind of both. It's easier because those little fiddly screws and shit on the V0 are so annoying. And you don't have to deal with that on the V2.4. But there's just more to the V2.4, so it's going to take a lot longer. It took me a lot longer to build the 2.4 than it did the V0. I've built a couple of my second V0 I built like a day and a half. The 2.4 took me a while because it was the first one I had done. But it's easy, it's just more to it, so it takes longer. Does that make sense? Plug and play. A plug-and-play printer for your teenage daughter, $200 to $700. I hate to say it. I kind of hate to say it. The Bamboo Labs P1P. What's that now? $699? So it's right at the top of your budget. But that's about as plug-and-play of a printer as you're going to get. Top of your budget, but the P1P is as plug-and-play as you're going to get. Slide in M3 nuts will be the death of me. Yeah. Yeah. You are correct. The last V0 I built has at least one hole drilled in it so I could slide M3s in that I forgot. Is this vase mode? It is vase mode. Biggest print I've done. This one. This is actually I'm using it to hold failed prints and shit. I did that for the Cobra Max review. That's a vase that I designed for the Cobra Max that maxed out the build volume on it. So it's like 400 millimeters wide by 400 millimeters tall, or 450 millimeters tall. So it maxed out the build volume on the Cobra Max, and it printed with a 1 millimeter nozzle in vase mode. It looks like the bamboo. Yeah, actually, the toxic community with the P1P, unfortunately. Opinion on the Ender 5 Plus. It's outdated. The Ender 5 Plus is an okay machine, but it's old tech. They really need to refresh the Ender 5 Plus. There needs to be like an Ender 5 Plus S1. Bamboo's starting the cult following stuff getting annoying. Yes, it is. I don't know if anybody follows me on Twitter, Mandic Really on Twitter. I posted yesterday on there that their community is like aiming to be the most toxic of 2022. I posted on there just asking a question, like trying to gather some information, because I tried to print a part on my Voron that was sliced in bamboo slicer, and it didn't go well. And it went so bad, and they immediately started ripping on me, being like, get out of here. This is for bamboo. Why are you coming in here for a Prusa when it's bamboo? And I'm like, it's a Voron, not a Prusa. And one person said, oh yeah, I tried to use my Peugeot key to start my neighbor's Porsche and it didn't work. Peugeot sucks. And I'm like, it's a slicer. It's not a, I don't get it. Just as bad as Prusa fanboys? Yeah. I wonder if they're toxic towards him because of this live stream. They're toxic toward him for a few reasons, but I've never seen anybody assemble the P1P or the X1 in the time they claim. I've seen a few people try. I've seen a few people try to race through assembly, and they claim 15 minutes, and they don't hit 15 minutes. It's great. It's easy. How do you like the V400? This is literally the first print. I can't say. What do you think of the Bamboo X1? I have a second video coming out tomorrow on the Bamboo X1. A YouTube video coming out tomorrow on it. So, and I'm going to do a review probably soon. Do you have any animals? Yeah, we've got 3 cats, 1 dog. None of them are here right now. I have a Prusa. Kind of want to switch over to the bamboo. I sold my Prusa, honestly. I sold my Mark III. I wasn't using it. Printer's a printer. Yeah. Do you plan to get a P1P? I didn't plan to get one. I did not. Toxic because they're behind a keyboard. You're not wrong. I did not plan to get a P1P, but I had an idea. I modified my X1. I have 2 videos coming out on the Bamboo X1 on YouTube this week. One's going to be tomorrow, where I fix my X1. And then another one in a couple of days after that, I modified it a little more. And I came up with another idea for modifying it that I want to play with. So, possibly. I might pick up a P1P so I can do that, is what I'm trying to say. You're going to find all types in every subject. Absolutely true. It's just right now the vocal community is the bamboo one. I said it, I was saying it to somebody earlier today. Last year it was Klipper. Last year, this time, everybody was saying, oh, you're not running Klipper on your machines? Why are you even bothering? You should be running Klipper. You should run... My comments on everything were install Klipper, install Klipper. And I almost didn't want to install it just because of that. Now I run it on over half my machines, but it's kind of the same thing with the with the bamboo right now. It's the hot new topic, so now people are surrounding that. It is what it is. Internally debating between a Voron 2.4 and the Prusa XL. What is Klipper? It's a firmware. It's a 3D printing firmware that allows for higher speed printing. This is running Klipper out of the box. It's one of few printers that run it out of the box. But it's more complicated. It's not as user friendly. It's more for people who really know what they're doing. So that's exactly why it took so long with Klipper. Yeah, I get that. I held off on Klipper for a while because I wasn't a fan of the community. That's a good point. A lot of the toxicity in the bamboo community could be people new to 3D printing who are in because of the bamboo. X1's going to be my 23rd printer. Cool. I think it might have been, it was like my 20th or 22nd printer. I forget. Is it true that the nozzle in the V400 is proprietary? No. The nozzle isn't proprietary, but it comes with a nozzle I think you can only get from them. So it uses a regular volcano type nozzle, but the nozzle that it comes with is only from them. It's like a higher flow nozzle, but you can get Bondtech CHT nozzles now in that. Klipper is still poorly documented on many of its features. I agree with that. CHT is great in it. I'm gonna put a CHT in this before I'm done with it. I want to run it. I like to run printers as they come for my review. You know, I don't want to start modifying a machine right out of the box if I don't have to. Bamboo X1 or Ender 6 or 7? Bamboo X1. Ender 6 and 7 is where Creality started to like put in proprietary stuff that only those machines have, and it starts to make it more difficult to repair them. I would go with the Bamboo X1 at that point. Gonna laugh at the heat job, the packing job. All right, I look forward to seeing it. Feels like Star Wars versus Star Trek fan base. Oh boy. You know, that's not a bad point. Let's speed this up. We're slowing down, I think. 150%. Let's go. But yeah, I've got 2 new videos on the bamboo coming out soon. How do you clear a CHT clog? You heat the ever-loving shit out of it and you burn the filament out. Yeah, that's how. And careful not to cook the coating. Yeah, cook it. That's how. Nice work. Thank you. Ender 6 or 7 is where they started letting themselves down. I agree. They started changing too many things at once. It's snobbery because people spent the money so they want it to be the best. I'm paraphrasing, but yeah. Linear rails on the Cobra Plus Y. Yeah. I mean, it's not going to hurt. It's going to help. It'll help to control the bed more. I was really tempted to do that on the Cobra Max, but I might be getting rid of the Cobra Max, so. Do you think Prusa will have to adapt? I don't think they're going to adapt right away. I don't think they're going to be adapting right away. They need to get the Prusa XL out the door and see what happens there first. But I wouldn't be surprised if they're working on trying to bring the price point on the Mark IV down. I expect the Mark IV price point to either stay where it is or come down and offer new features. Prusa, Joe hinted that they're working on Input Shaper, not the Klipper implementation and not the Marlin implementation, but something in between the two of them. So they're working on that. I got one for $100. I wouldn't recommend any of the Cobra line. I'm kind of there now, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm excited for Prusa 2.6. Prusa Slicer 2.6, I'm real excited about. I am excited about that. Are you going to sell the Cobra Max? No, I'll probably give the Cobra Max away. Maybe we'll do a giveaway with it or something. I don't know. Because I don't like to sell printers that I was given. It affects... I don't think they can bring the price down too much because of economies of scale. Yeah, the way that Prusa is producing parts and products is different than Bamboo is doing. Also, Bamboo has the locality of being in China. That's why a lot of people always say, oh, companies move to China because of cheap labor or cheap factories or lack of regulation. That's not why a lot of companies move to China. Don't get me wrong, it's one reason some companies do. But a large reason that companies move to China is access to supply chains. If you're ordering chips to build a product and you have to have them shipped from China and you get one delay, it can screw up your entire production cycle. If the factory producing the chip for your product is literally down the street, it's a lot easier to produce your product. There's a lot of companies that move to China just for access to the supply chain being right there. And that's something that Bamboo has going for them that Prusa doesn't. They're having supply chain issues getting parts from China to them, to the point that they started developing more products in-house to get around it. And they have cheaper cost of living and such in the Czech Republic. But, you know, it's just... It's a weird thing. Thoughts on the LTT screwdriver? I posted a short review on here. I have a shorts video where I reviewed it. I really like it. I think it's worth it. I like it. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. That's all there is to it. That's the reason that Prusa is now developing their own chips and boards. Yep, that's exactly true. They've said that, so... What's your favorite, Marlin 2.0 or Klipper? I like Klipper fine, but at the end of the day, I still like Marlin better. Would an LGX type extruder work on this? With modification. With a fair bit of modification, honestly. How much does your X1 mess up prints? About as often as any other printer does. These are all failed prints off of the off of that machine, the X1, just a couple days ago. I ended up printing this part on my Ender 5 Plus because I was just failing over and over again on that. Oh right, I forgot. I can go into printer.cfg to check what. Let's do that. Let's see what it's calling out for steppers, or hide backups. TMC 2209s. The printer config says this has 2209s. If Marlin firmware changes were less painful, it would have less going for it. Absolutely. It would have more going for it. I don't disagree. The thing about it is, I wanted to print a part the other day. I wanted to print that part I just told you was failing and I was having trouble with. I wanted to print that the other day. And it failed on the X1, so I was like, okay, screw it. I'll print it on my Ender 3, my most reliable machine for the longest time. Well, about a month ago, I switched my Ender 3 to Klipper. I did it for a sponsored video with iFixit. I don't know if you've seen that video where I installed Klipper on a netbook to run that printer off of. The netbook was having trouble getting running. I was having trouble getting the host to run and launch Klipper. So then I was having trouble getting the printer to run. I spent like 10 minutes on it and I said, screw it. I went to my Ender 5, which has Marlin on it. I flipped the switch on, I loaded the file, and it printed. There's a lot to be said for the standalone nature of Marlin, that it just works. You know, it's yeah. Marlin could be easier. Marlin absolutely could be easier. The MakerBase branch of Marlin. The MakerBase branch of Marlin has config files. The MakerBase branch uses config files to make some changes. Not not like motor currents and such, but you can make changes with a config file on Marlin on MakerBase boards. It's a thing. So like, Scott's working on tools to make it easier. I'm sure he is. He's been talking about like virtualizing for testing, and I'm curious. I really want to play with their input shaper implementation. I got to get around to messing with that. So yeah. Yeah, I'm probably going to end up putting my Ender 3 back to Marlin just so I have the old Reliable back where I can just flip a switch and print stuff. Switch to Klipper for multiple MCUs for dual Z. And there is that. There's a lot. There's a lot going on. Slicing, then sending direct. That is something I'll definitely say. The web interface with Klipper. Mainsail, I prefer Mainsail personally over Fluid. The Mainsail interface is great. I love Mainsail. The web interface, being able to just send stuff, remotely control. I can be laying in bed and pull up my phone and check the print. I love it. I never liked Octoprint that much. No offense to those folks, I just never clicked with Octoprint. And it doesn't have nearly the functionality without plugins. With plugins it does, but it just doesn't have quite the functionality that Mainsail and Klipper do. Thoughts on the Sonic Pad? Never played with one. Need a web config tool to set up Marlin. There is a web config tool for the MakerBase branch of Marlin, but I've never had much luck with it. Any fun with CNCs coming? Not at the moment. I've tried to get Bantam to work with me, and it kind of hasn't happened. I really wanted to play with the Bantam CNC, and I actually have a local CNC shop. Let's get another view of this. I have a local CNC shop that makes custom pens here in Philadelphia that I want to talk to. And maybe do like a little feature kind of thing with and play around. So maybe some stuff, but yeah, Octoprint, I really had to install a bunch of plugins to get it where I liked it, and I still never fully liked it. Printer manufacturers need to stop shipping Marlin 1. Yeah, that's true. People are still shipping Marlin 1 on machines? That's one that drives me nuts. Marlin is far more capable than most manufacturers give it credit for, and that drives me up a wall. There's functionality built into Marlin that just works really well. Marlin 2, I haven't even played with 2.1 yet. It just works. Yeah, the company's naming structure is funky. Like, I know, like, Rain Motorsports is saying there, Creality calls it 1, but it's actually 2. I forget. 10log ships with a wonky version of Marlin 1. That's silly. Creality enables almost nothing. Absolutely true. Anycubic enabled almost nothing. Unless they make an Ender 5 S1. They need to make an Ender 5 S1. I got the Ender 5 S1 here, the Pro, but they haven't updated, yeah. Elegoo Neptune 2. Now, the Elegoo Neptune 2 has Marlin 2 on it. Mine does. Or mine did. I don't even know where I have it. I haven't played with the KP5L. The MakerBase branch, they use MakerBase boards, which is a fork of Marlin. It's still Marlin 2.0, but it's a fork of Marlin. Yeah, I want to play with for remote access and monitoring all of my printers. I really want to set up Obico or whatever. What do you call it? It's the spaghetti detective folks. I'm not worried about the spaghetti detection portion of it. I'm worried about the ability. I like the ability of being able to remotely access all of my mainsail instances remotely. All metal versus PTFE, depends what you're doing. You print in PLA mostly, stick with PTFE line. You don't need anything else. But if you're looking for printing higher temperature materials, all metal is the way to go. Obico can do that. Yes, it can. Obico can kind of link together your various instances of Klipper. Do you do TikTok for a living? Yes, no. I'm a content creator for a living. This is my job, but TikTok's not my only thing. YouTube, TikTok, designs I put on things, everything I can possibly do. But this is my job. Neil and I have talked a bunch about. He's provided the last Obico, one of their owners, Neil, provided the Raspberry Pi that's in my Voron 2.4. And I forget. He's given me a couple of Raspberry Pis, and I still haven't installed the software once. Replace PTFE with cap tube. I usually do that. I like Capricorn tube better. It holds up a little bit better. What do I keep my filament in? I just keep it on a shelf. I don't do anything special to keep filament. I have too much stuff here, you know. But I'm going to try and play around with doing a video on Obico in the not too distant future. Because there's a couple different ways you can do the Obico stuff. And one of them is you can host your own server for it on your network. And I've got a couple servers that I want to play with that. Obico can be viewed from outside of your local network. Actually, Obico primarily works off of their cloud effectively. So it can be remotely accessed via that. The instance I'm going to set up, I'm going to have to do port forwarding and such, so it's not going to be as straightforward, but yeah. I just like the idea of all metal, even for PLA. Is it not worth it? If you're only printing PLA, it's not worth it. If you want to print higher temperature materials, sure. On PLA, you might run into more stringing and temperature issues getting it dialed in, but once you figure it out, it's fine. I box mine with swatches and vacuum bags. Yeah, if I was running a business of just printing stuff, I would probably do something like that just to keep things fresh as possible, but printing is almost secondary to what I do, which is silly since I work with printers, but it's, you know. $175%. Let's push it. Now we're going 200. Screw it. $200%. Have I ever tried an orange pie? I have not, but I want to play with it. I live in Arizona. We don't have humidity. Awesome. High humidity places, it should be sealed. Yeah, that's true. It should. I just don't bother. I have not tried an orange pie. I want to play with it. I want to. I gotta look at doing so. I can definitely see where the print went to 200%. I can see a change in the skin. A little like ringing, ghosting going on. Whew, getting slow. It's because we're necking down here at the top, so the print speeds are slowing down. Gulf of Mexico, my filament's always saturated. Yeah, that makes sense. Philadelphia is definitely humid, but not that humid. Good stream, you answer all our questions. I try. How to make print stronger. More walls and top and bottom layers. So perimeters or walls, depending on what slicer you're using, what do they call them? But thicker walls will make stronger parts. And wider extrusion widths. So using like a 0.6, 0.8 millimeter nozzle can really go a long way. LTT screwdriver, yep. Yeah, I've got filament stuffed in every corner here. Any issues with the Prusa Mark III as a first printer? No. It's a little old at this. It's getting a little long in the tooth. It really needs an update. They're talking about doing a Mark IV, but there's hints of a Mark IV, but it's not going to happen for a little while yet. So yeah, I mean, it's a solid workhorse machine. It's going to do the job for you. I wish they would have given it an update by now, but they just haven't gotten to it. Gonna stand next to the printer to show the size. Yeah, it's over half of me, and I'm 6 foot tall. Let me. Only issue with Prusa Mark III's price. Yeah. Yeah, it's 37 inches tall. 37 inches taller. Thicker extrusion can make it weaker if it's not evenly molten. Fair. So you need to dial in your extrusion when it comes to thicker extrusion. So you're going to have to slow down your print, maybe run higher temperatures. But if properly extruded, thicker extrusion should be stronger. Needs a 32-bit board and a touchscreen. I don't disagree. How do you think the Prusa XL is looking? My excitement has reduced a bit for the Prusa XL. After seeing it in person, I was seeing print quality issues with the display at EARF that I didn't love. The tool changing speed is amazing. It's like 5 seconds for a tool change. That's impressive. But I don't know. I don't love spending $2,000 on a printer if it doesn't have an enclosure, because I'm mostly printing materials that need to be working in an enclosure these days. It has that draft shield, but I think even that's an accessory. I don't think it comes with the printer. So I don't know. I'm getting one. Don't get me wrong. I'm getting a Prusa XL. But I was planning to get the 5-headed version. I think I might just get the 2. I don't want to spend the extra $1,000. I feel like, because I don't have any connection with Prusa. I've actually only ever spoken to Joseph Prusa once. I've only spoken to Joseph Prusa once, and it was today, actually. It was this morning. So yeah. Honest person with Prusa. I mean, I sold my Prusa Mark III. I didn't have a use for it. It's a solid machine, but it was too slow and a little bit antiquated for me at this point. That's all. Can you later upgrade the 2-head to 5-head? Yes, there will be. You can upgrade from. There will be an upgrade path. I'm sure it's going to be more expensive because you have to add on extra control hardware and stuff, electronics. But it is upgradable. So that's kind of where I'm like, I'll just go with the 2-head, and if I really like it, I'll get the 5. I'll get the other 3. Yeah. So. Do you think there's a way to print with a 1.75 millimeter nozzle? I mean, there's a 1.8 millimeter nozzle. The CHT nozzle from Bondtech goes to 1.8. It uses that splitter design technology to do it. That works. This is the FLSun V400. That's what printer this is. The FLSun V400. I see the downsides of the Prusa Mark III, but for beginners, it's still my recommendation. I see that, and it's valid. I do think that is valid. I've never used an IDEX printer. I've never used an IDEX printer. Crank it up enough, you can push 1.75 out of a 0.4. Ugh. Thoughts on laser heads? Too weak. Laser heads are just too weak. Laser heads for printers are like, they're so low power that they're kind of pointless in my opinion. I've got one of the 10 watt X-Tool lasers they sent me, and that's weaker than I wish it was. And I wish that thing was stronger. And the lasers that come with like the lasers that come in or like Creality add-on lasers, like 1.6 watts. They're a good way to go blind. There's no protection. Honestly, I don't mess with lasers anymore because I don't want a laser that's not enclosed anymore. I have that X-Tool laser. I wasn't happy with it. And I don't want a laser unless it's a full-on like CO2 laser in an enclosure. So 10 watt on the package, maybe 1 to 2 watt at the lens. Yeah. So yeah. I can't say. That X-Tool seemed strong enough for the most part. There's other things I didn't like about it. Best PLA, I really like Polymaker PLA. It's what I mostly use. There's an affiliate link on my links page if you go there for Polymaker Filament. And in the description of the live stream on YouTube. Alright, our print is done. So, how long did that vase take? Total print time, 1 hour and 1 minute. 1 hour and 1 minute print time. Alright, folks. We have a successful vase mode print. We weren't really pushing major speeds, honestly. For the most part, this was like... let me adjust the camera real quick. That color sucks. This looks so good in that PETG amber. The Jurassic Amber from Green Gate 3D. I hope they get it back. This looks so good. It's funny, it's oblong. I don't know if it's supposed to be or not. Been working on a single V0 panel for an hour. I get that. I get that. I get distracted in pretty much everything I do. My favorite filament type overall. Anymore, I mostly use ASA. I like it for its mechanical properties. It's not as strong as PLA, but it's stronger than other materials. The heat handling, temperature handling characteristics. I mostly use ASA these days. Because I'm mostly building printers anymore. That's most of what I do, so. Mine have always been oblong. It might be in the design, but it's oblong. Or it could be distortion from the print. So, don't know. ASA needs more color choices. I do agree. I'd like to see them really start to expand color choices on ASA. That does feel a little limiting. So hopefully that happens, but yeah. Thinking about getting one of the P1Ps. I don't have any personal experience with it to say. I can't justify buying one because I have the X1. And Bamboo doesn't send me things, so. It's one of those it's hard for me to justify buying printers anymore. Like, I know that is so first world problem. I understand that. But like, when I get machines like this sent to me, they take up space. I have to spend time working on them, tuning them, learning them so I can review them. So it's really got to be something that's stand out for me to buy it. So, too honest. I mean, it's true. Like, I have no room for printers right now, but I have more printers on the way. Hey, hey! What are those chilies from High Point? Oh, hip-hop-a-list. Thank you, thank you. Finally caught alive, yeah! Joel posted that on Twitter the other day. Sell some off. Here's the problem. Two things. One, I've been trying to sell printers lately. I have a bunch of printers up on Facebook Marketplace. Nobody's buying them. I don't know if it's the recession, like worries of the recession, the holiday time. Haven't been able to sell any printers lately. Two, I don't sell the printers that I'm given. because these companies send me printers to maintain an ethical standard. I don't want to make money off of the printer. At least if I sell prints, that's one thing, but just giving things away. So I want to give them away. I want to find schools and maker spaces that I can donate them to. So I'm going to work on that, finding some folks to donate things to. Got a V2.4 for $300. Wow. Running out of people to give printers to. Yeah, that's a real. I've tried to give them away to friends, and almost every time a friend stops by my house, I'm like, hey, do you want a printer? And they don't take them. I don't get it. I'd only consider a Bamboo if it was open source. I don't blame you. And I literally, the video I have coming out tomorrow on the Bamboo X1, there was a point in there where I say that. I think the Bamboo X1 would be a better printer if it was open source. Because I could adjust more things. I could tweak more things. Getting the V400 from Micro Center. I didn't realize they had it in Micro Center. Awesome. Hey, I'll take a printer. Shipping is the biggest problem. Boxing up these printers, sending them, and having them not get damaged is difficult. So I sold the budget Voron V0. I sold that because I paid for that. I bought that. I sold that printer and it got damaged in shipment. I sold my Prusa Mark III because I bought that, and that got damaged in shipment. It's hard. It's hard, and I thought I packaged those very well. I thought I packaged them really well, and it's hard. It ended up costing me $100 to ship a printer so I could safely package it. If I drive down to PA, you don't have to ship. Well, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I've been considering trying to do like Joel did it. Joel out in Seattle, he did a giveaway where he just gave away a whole bunch of the printers that came about, you know. And the Bamboos have too much DJI in them. Lockdown proprietary everything. Yeah. And that is absolutely a topic I touch on in the that's a topic I touched on in tomorrow's video. So, yeah. Is there two chats? No, I'm not on Twitch. I'm on TikTok as well. I got TikTok on a phone over here and you folks on YouTube. I don't really stream on Twitch anymore. I want to play games on Twitch, but I don't have time for that, so. Bamboos aren't really hobby level, they're prosumer. Yes, but they're being marketed to hobby level folks. So it's like it's a hard line to toe. I'll have a new YouTube video tomorrow talking about the Bamboo X1 where I kind of get into it a little bit. Sorry. I got the broken V0 from Stefan. Rebuilding it was a pain. It's much easier building out of the box. I think you are 100% right about that. I would not want to have to rebuild a V0. No way. Lockdown isn't a big deal for me. I use my machines for production. Don't care to tinker. Cool. Totally get that. And you're just going to have to watch the YouTube video to hear my whole thoughts. It's two different topics, kind of, where I don't like the lockdown and I don't like the proprietary stuff. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. It has its place in both instances, but there are things that I think could really be improved if it wasn't that way. A little hard to explain, but yeah. All right, folks, I think we're going to wrap this up. We've been live for a little over 2 hours, and I actually have to go finish editing that video. Can you do another print with the FLSun? Sure. I'll probably do a bigger... I'll probably set up a live here on TikTok and run the V400, and we'll do a bigger vase. I think I'll probably just blow this vase up and we'll do it bigger. Yeah, I've actually got to go finish editing tomorrow's YouTube video. So I've got to duck out of here, head out here in a minute. So if they go under, you have an expensive paperweight, and that is absolutely a factor. I'm sure folks will figure out, like, routing it. Like, it's totally doable. I could redo... There's a fun video. there's a fun YouTube video like hacking the X1 and like making it run Klipper or something, and I'd have to replace the hardware, the electronics, but it's doable. Anyway, all right, folks, happy New Year. Happy end of 2022. I hope everybody has an excellent New Year, an excellent day. We will have a new YouTube video January 1st, tomorrow, going up probably noon. What do you recommend for design software? I use Fusion 360. That's what I use. I like it. And yeah, so I hope everybody has a wonderful day and a happy New Year. Look forward to an awesome 2023. I hope we can make the MandicReally channel. Folks on TikTok, if you're not already following, youtube.com/MandicReally. That's where the majority of the stream has really been. Yeah. So I'll take a printer, message me. My contact is on my website. Like, yeah. So I will catch you all in the next one. I'm hoping 2023 is a huge year for the YouTube channel and for content around here. Start building some really fun projects, some fun printers. I've already got the first January is already booked out. We're looking at booking out February already. Possibly doing a collab with 3D printing nerd Joel, my buddy. So yeah, I will catch you folks in the next one. Thank you for being here on the live stream. And TikTok, I'll probably do another live print on this sometime soon. So, all right, folks. Catch you all in the next one. Bye-bye. Have yourselves a good day.